Hello, good evening, everyone who's watching now. I'm Rebecca from Singapore, so it's evening time. Night time right now, 10:30 p.m. And welcome back to my page to this live series of inspiring people, inspiring stories. It's been some time since I came on live, and I really am so happy to welcome all of you back to share more stories because this live series is all about sharing real life stories of how ordinary people like you and I are able to step into the digital world and own our very own business with the help of an easy to understand, trusted, and proven system to create the life that we love and choose. And today I am so very honored, to be able to invite a special guest. And today I have with me Rico. Hi, Rico.
Good morning, Rebecca. It is an honor and pleasure to be on your page today.
Thank you very much for coming on. And yeah, it's nighttime over here and morning over there. So
It
yeah, we get
is.
to
It
meet
is.
people all over the world.
It
It's
is
such an honor.
8:30. It is 8:30 in the morning here in Calgary, Alberta.
Yeah. So yeah, first off, let's tell us more about you. Like introduce yourself, who you are, and yeah,
Yeah.
what you
Well,
do.
I am an ordinary person. My name is Ricot Leon. I was born and grew up in a country called Haiti. If you ever hear Haiti, I'm pretty sure you'll hear it on the news because we're always on the news for some reason. I left Haiti about 20 years ago and moved to Canada because I wanted to further my education. And so when I came here, I studied theology and became a pastor and started planting churches. And I have planted about 3 churches in the last 10 years in the country of Haiti. Started an organization where I help young people find their path in life to be able to develop and create their own sustainable small businesses like chickens or goats or agriculture and stuff like that. That's basically what we have done in life. And but in 2017, I started thinking like I needed to create something to help support our ministry, the work we were doing, and that's why I was looking for something to do online, and that's how I ended up being on this platform. But all in all, I am a father of 4 kids. My wife and I, we enjoy traveling around and raising our kids in many different countries. So that's one of the very big passion that we have, and that's who Rico is.
Awesome. You know, to be honest, why I invited you on because I could resonate
Mm.
personally because my dad is also a pastor
Oh,
and he is also a missionary, and that is why I was like, wow, this story is exactly what I need. It really resonates so well. Like, yeah, I understand about ministry, about
yeah,
mission. Yeah, so
awesome.
I really want to know like why um what made you like what was life like before the business, and what made you want to step into this digital business.
Yeah, life was it was just ordinary. Ordinary, but for some reason deep inside I always kept feeling like I need something more. But I never knew what the more was.
Yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't like more money. Of course, more money always helps. It helps to relieve stress that you could do your work better. The way that I used to do most of my time is I would work in Haiti for about like 7, 8, 9 months a year. And then I would travel with all my kids for about like 4, 3, or 2 months a year. And so we would travel from New York to California, or from Vancouver Island to PEI Island. That's across Canada and across the U.S. And I was
Yeah.
going from church to church, raising support, and that was basically our lives: raising support, raising support. It was sometimes it was very very stressful. and just doing ministry over and over and over. And then we took a break from ministry because we were getting burnt out. Traveling is
Yeah.
no easy thing. So when we got burnt out, I decided to get a job, a local job as a salesperson, in a great company here in Calgary. And I was making pretty decent money at the time, but I was miserable. I didn't feel comfortable. The reason I didn't feel comfortable is I would wake up every morning around 5 a.m. to go to work,
Yeah.
and I would be back around 3, 4 p.m. in the afternoon. By the time I got back, greet my wife, play with the kids, eat supper, shower, went to bed tomorrow morning, did the same thing again. And then got home again, eat lunch, play supper, blah, 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 go to bed, wake up the next morning, the same thing again. I felt like my life was in a circle. Oh, I'm just like, man, there has to be more than this. This cannot be all life has to be. And
Yeah.
so that's why I felt like I need to break. I need to break the cycle. Number one, I don't want to be traveling from place to place just to make money, just to survive in Haiti. I want to create something that can support us whether we're traveling or not. Number
Mm-hmm.
two, I realized like, okay, what if I'm not on the field doing missionary work anymore? I don't want to be on that cycle just spinning around work, sleep, work, sleep, work, sleep. I don't want to do it. So this is how my life was. So my life was is what I would say was ordinary. The reason I say ordinary is because that's how 90% of people live. So I was just
Yes.
ordinary like 90% of people. But I personally felt that I needed a change.
Yeah. And then change you did, right?
Yes, the change came and it came quick. I didn't realize it would happen as fast as it did because 2.5 years, I've been in this business for 2.5 years. Within the 2.5 years, like I'm just blown away to realize like I can't believe massive transformation could happen in 2 years. However, I have to be honest to say, although the transformation happened only in 2.5 years, but it didn't only take 2.5 years. It took many years of preparation for this moment. Because the moments of preparation in the past, meaning I was building my self confidence, I was building my mindset, I was reading a lot, I was researching a lot, I was trying many different things. So finally, after all these years of preparation, when I found the right thing, whew, I was able to grow. There is an illustration I once heard. It's like it's called the Chinese bamboo story. I don't know if you've heard of it. The way Chinese bamboo is, from what I heard,
Mm-hmm.
is that like they'll plant the bamboo in the ground and then they'll start
Mm-hmm.
watering it. They will water it for actually 5 years. 5 years of watering the bamboo and it never grows. You never see anything. But after 5 years, finally the bamboo starts growing after 5 years. Within 6 months, that one bamboo will grow 90 feet. And people were just like, what if they got discouraged within the 5 years of watering?
Mm-hmm.
5 years of watering, if they got discouraged, that bamboo would have never had the chance to grow. But during
Yeah.
the 5 years was the time of preparation. The bamboo was shooting roots underground. And finally, after finding a tap water, the source of aquifer underground, within 6 months, 90 feet. And I'm thinking, like, this is not true. I had to research it myself. And it's real. It's a true story. So I guess
Wow.
that's for me. I was able to transform everything within 2.5 years. But I think there were years of me watering myself, reading, searching, listening, being around the right people that helped me to grow in 2.5 years.
Yeah. I mean, I have watched your journey, and I've been so inspired by what you have shared. Like you said, you were able to move your family to Haiti and back to Calgary and all without the stress because you were able to build the financial, the freedom, right? Yeah, so it's so amazing that to know that like what you said, the illustration is so wow powerful, and wow,
Yeah.
I wow, I'm blown away. Like, I mean, like, what exactly made you step into this digital business? Like, what made you say yes, I'm gonna do this? Because you know
Yeah,
what
because
exactly was it?
there's a lot of options out
Mm,
there. Why this one, right?
yeah.
And I think the reason I said yes to this one is because I tried many other things. I
Mm-hmm.
tried many other things. Like example, I got into Amazon in the past
Yeah.
and I spent a lot of money on Amazon, lots of money on Amazon. And I tried, and Amazon's a good business. The only thing I realized, this is not for me. It's just not for me. So the only way you'll ever know something is for you is if you try it. If you don't try it, you don't have the right to say whether or not it's for you because you never tried it. You don't know whether or not it's for you, right?
Yeah.
It's just like I tell my kids, I don't let my kids tell me I don't like this food. Well, how do you say you don't like this food? Try it. After you try it, then you can say you don't like the food. And I'm
Yeah.
not gonna force you to eat what you don't like, but you have to try it. I mean, that's just reality of life, right?
Yes.
So I tried different kind of businesses. I tried Amazon, and here's what I found out about Amazon. Number one, I had to find my own product. I had to make my own product. That's one because I wanted to do a private label, FBA, right? I had to
Uh-huh.
find and make my own product, send it to China, and let it be built in a manufacturer. And then China would send it back to the company would send it back to America, where the boxes would come to my house, and I would personally inspect them. And then I started realizing, man, I don't want to spend my time going after boxes, checking whether or not the products are good to go to the Amazon warehouse. And I think, like, I don't want this much work. I don't want to do this. I want freedom of time. That's what I'm looking for.
Yes.
So I was looking for something that would give me both. And when I found this business, here's what I found, Rebecca. I
Mm-hmm.
found that this business, I don't have to worry about products. I don't have to
Yes.
worry about checking whether a product is viable. I don't have to worry about refund. I don't have to worry about logistics. All this stuff is taken care of for me. So, but because I tried other things, I realized the wealth that exists in this business. If all I had to do was promotion, marketing, and I'm a marketer, an affiliate marketer, and I realized I can do this. This is simple enough. I can do this. So that's the reason I ended up saying yes to this one is because I tried others.
That, that's amazing. Like, okay, now I would love for you to share like how exactly, after stepping into this, like how has that changed your life and your family's life? Like before that
My
you were
life,
saying,
yes. I love this because my life has seen a 180. Number one, okay, number one, I don't travel back and forth just to ask for support to support me anymore. That's a
mhm,
big change, big change.
yes,
I don't have to be sleeping
huge.
on people's couch floor or basement. Although it was great company, I love doing it, but man, it was stressful. It was tough.
Yes,
Number
yes.
two, I have found the flexibility of time. I think time is the biggest reward that I've experienced. Example, we decided after we started doing this business and we started seeing some success, we decided to remove our kids from the typical school and homeschool them. And we do online schooling and everything. Why? Because I needed the freedom of time. If I wanted to travel and say go to Vietnam tomorrow, we could get up and go. So we don't have to feel like, oh, I have to ask the school permission. No, no, no. We can go. That's why we can spend like 6, 7, 8, 9 months in Haiti and come back to Canada and spend 4, 5, 8 months in Canada. It doesn't matter. We can be wherever we want to be, whenever we want to be. And I think this is a big, big, big thing that many, many people don't have the chance to have. And so the fact that
Yes.
now we can live this kind of lifestyle, it's amazing. And plus, I mean, this is just for a side note. I love when I go to the restaurant, I don't have to look at the menu to see what's cheapest.
Oh, I know. And the fact that I know that this is a big fact because you have a family of six, right?
Yes.
I have a family of five,
Okay.
and I stay together with my parents, so that will sometimes family of seven. uh, yeah, it
Expensive.
can be
It's
very,
expensive.
yeah, super expensive. Yeah, so yeah, like what you said, that is a big factor, right, for a family, a big family. And
Yes.
yeah, to be able to have that kind of freedom is, wow.
It's huge.
It
It's
seems to
huge.
be a dream, but now we
Yes.
know we can live that dream. Am I right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, like I said, I invited you here because you are such an inspiration to me, and I would love for you to, like share an an inspiration with the audience here to, let them know like why are we sharing our story? Why are we sharing our story with all of you who are watching? You know.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity. And thank you so, so, so very much for giving me the opportunity to share because I realized my life journey, and my life story can inspire other people to take action. And the world is a better place when more people are happy. That's just reality of life. More people are comfortable. We know that for a fact. More people are happy, the world is a way a better place. So, here's what I often find. Why do people do what they do? The reason most people do what they do is because that's what society tells us we need to do. Example, we go to school because everybody else goes to school. We're told if you go to school, you're going to become something. So after you graduate from school, why do you go to university? Well, because everybody else goes to university. So I can become a doctor, a lawyer, a mechanic, and this and this. Why? But why do you become a mechanic and all this stuff? Well, ultimately, whether you love it or not, is for one reason. So you could live a life that you have a house, you have food to eat, you can feed your kids, and have a nice place to be. Everything you're doing from kindergarten on out is just to solve this one piece of puzzle so that I could eat, feed my family, clothe myself, and shelter myself. So, really, when you boil everything that we do all these years, is only for this little bit to live comfortably. That's it.
Yes.
So now, what if there is a better way, an easier way to accomplish this goal without having to do all this stuff? What if you can live comfortably without having to spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars in university bills? What if? I mean, just what if? I'm not telling you to do or not to do. It's up to you. But what if? So then I realized like the reason most people do the what if is because of fear, a fear of thinking, what if it doesn't work? Why?
Yes.
Because all the other things seems to have worked for most people, so most people follow most people. That's human nature. We follow most people. So I'm thinking, but very few people choose a different path. And that's why we have the terms top 5%, top 3%, top 1%. The reason is because a very small percentage of people follow the different path. Very few. So I'm saying I like to play soccer and I like to play basketball. I like these things and I love to go to games as well. Let's say you go to a big soccer game. When you look at the arena, there's about 80,000 people, 100,000 people who are sitting and cheering, screaming, and some of them are being really nasty. Kick the ball! You should have kicked the ball. Why did you do this? Blah blah blah. They're really brutal, right? Thousands and thousands of people. But all these people are screaming at whom? They're screaming at very few people who's playing on the field.
Mm-hmm.
There's about like 24 players on a soccer play, right? 22 people running around, and all 100,000 people sitting comfortably. Remember, they are comfortably sitting, screaming at those who are running and hurting and struggling and out of breath, working hard. And here's the illustration: there will always be more sitting screaming than there are those playing. Always. At the end of the game, the only people who get paid are those who are running around, the few, the top 1%, the top 5%, the top 3%. So, what I would say, why don't you take a chance, get yourself out of the comfortable screaming crowd, and be part of the players? Then at least you'll go home and get paid. You receive all
Yeah.
the abuse. They criticize you. They scream after you, but you're the only one who get paid. But here's the beautiful part. All the screamers, they pay to come and see you live your life. So
Wow. Wow. That is wow. A very powerful illustration. Oh,
it's real.
thank you. Yes, it is real. Like wow, the way you describe it, I've never thought about it that way before. But wow, it's a great way to yeah, to let people know that yeah,
Yeah. Get out
exactly
of the
like what you
comfort
said.
zone. Get out of the comfort zone. Be the
Yes.
players. Don't be
Wow.
in the crowd.
Yes. Exactly what Rico said. Like you know, to all who are watching, like, do you want to, have full control of your schedule and be with the ones that matter most, like Rico and myself. If you do, then you have to do something. If you don't, you will just be where you are at right now, right?
Hmm.
And then you will be in the audience, in the spectator stand. So let's see what you do. And then, yeah, we are ready to share with you more. If you are ready, take action, just connect with us, connect with me or Rico. And yeah, I'm really so honored, and thank you so much for coming on to my page to share. And thank you everyone for staying tuned. We have friends from Singapore, from Malaysia tuning in. So thank you very much for tuning in.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, thank you all. And good night and good morning on your side. Thank you, everyone. Bye.